Yeah, no, I don't either. Yeah, I thought overall we played pretty well. I thought against Georgetown, yeah, defensively I think to shut that team out was a good job, not only by our back line, but I thought our front guys pressed them very well. I think they played very well out of the back, so I thought we did a good job in terms of pressing them. I thought we created some good chances in the first half. Yeah, we obviously maintained control of the game. I thought through much of it. I thought it was a very good goal by Luke Jeffus. Malik did a good job laying it off. He was in a good spot. And then we kind of lost a little bit of control once we scored the goal. So I think that's an area that we got to obviously improve upon here moving forward, as we advance obviously through this tournament.
Questions for Coach?
You guys, go ahead, John. Okay, I thought you were.
I was about to, but John, go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk about like Creighton team. You already know them because you beat them and you played them and beat them last year.
Yep.
But they've had a couple of big wins lately, knocking off Washington. They beat Georgetown pretty handily the week before that. Talk about preparing for them.
Yeah, well, we'll have to be, again, very good, I think, defensively. I think they're the highest scoring team in the country. If they're not the highest scoring, they're one of the highest scoring teams in the country. So, yeah, they're very good going forward. We're going to have to be very aware of their striker, who's got 21 goals on the year. I think they're really good with their front players. So they really commit guys forward. And so I think, it's a team that, yeah, we did play them last year, but it's also a very different team than the one we played last year, both in terms of their system that they're playing. Their personnel is a little bit different. So it's a very different team than the one we played twice last year. But we're looking forward to that, that challenge.
Your guys' experience of making the tournament year after year and advancing it, how much does that help going into a match like this weekend?
Yeah, I think it helps. It helps a lot. We do have a mature team. These guys have, a lot of these guys have won, conference championships. They've been to this round, the round of 16 last year. So I do think it helps us in terms of our experience. The guys understand, I think, the pressure. I think they also understand how thin the margins are when you get to this point. And regardless of seeds, I think that's one thing when you look at this tournament, there's just so much parity amongst the top 30, 40 teams that, if you're not good on the day, then you're going to lose. So I think our guys understand that. So I think it's very helpful to have the experience that we do have within this team.
And then last season, this was the round that you guys lost in, correct?
Yes.
Was that kind of like the baseline goal for this season, and now you're trying to,
No, I mean, honestly, our goals every year are to pursue the trophies, and there's 3 trophies, right? The regular season, the conference tournament, and then the NCAA tournament. And so really our whole focus is on trying to win a national championship once we get into this event. So it's not really to get to a certain round. For sure, we want to push the program further, right? We've been to 2 Elite Eights. The goal is always to push further. But our ultimate mindset is to win a national championship. And I think these guys have, they have a very good mindset when it comes to what they want to achieve.
And how much of an advantage is it or help to be here playing this match?
I think it helps. I definitely think it helps. This is a place we're comfortable playing. We know the surface. We know the way we want to play. So I think it helps from that, certainly from that standpoint.
You've been here a long time and coached a lot of really good teams. How does this team compare to the other really good teams that you've coached?
Yeah, I think this team certainly ranks up there. In terms of the standard, I think that this particular group of players, every team's different, and every team evolves throughout the course of the year. So I think first, I don't think we're really done evolving. I think that's really where I feel like with this team, I still think there's, we can be better. So I think, from that standpoint, though, that's, how I feel about this group. This group certainly, they've achieved a lot. I mean, they lost one game last year, a lot of these players, and they're obviously having a good year again this year. So I think this team ranks right up there with the others, but I think they want more, and so hopefully, that's obviously what our goal is.
Kind of piggybacking off Nathan playing at home, I don't think you expected to be in this position where you're hosting a second weekend game. Just the nice surprise that is, but also talking to the guys about maybe taking advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. We need to take advantage of the opportunity playing at home, getting a little bit more rest. I think that helps, travel, people don't understand, like when we travel in our league, so we had to play 5 away games in conference. All 5 were flights. The day before a game, those are 12-hour travel days. Like those are not, we're not chartering somewhere. We're in an airport. We're traveling for 12 hours before we go play a game the next day. And so I think to be able to avoid that, definitely helps. But it only helps if we take advantage of it and play with even more energy, higher concentration level, those types of things. Because obviously Creighton just went to the number 2 seed and beat them at their place. So we know it's not going to win us a game, but for sure it's nice to be able to play here at home. And I also think these are big games for the city. We're one of 8 cities across America right now that get to host a NCAA tournament men's soccer game at the Division I level. Like, we're I think it's a big event for us, but it's a big event for the city as well.
You got a goal from Jeffis, who scored. It was only his first of the year.
Yep.
It's kind of how you did it last year too, where you had guys who didn't usually score coming up with big goals. Just talk about how important that is to have other players contributing.
Yeah, for sure. We have to have more guys scoring than Malik, Alex, obviously the obvious ones, Sergio. So we need our midfield players to step forward. Luke was in a good spot. It's something we've been working on for quite some time, actually. So it is important that other guys score goals when you get into these games, because it's about you're not going to get 15, 17 chances in these types of games. It's about taking advantage of the 1 or 2 moments that you get, and fortunately Luke did a good job of that. I thought on Sunday.
Coach, when your team is playing well, you're possessing the ball. I mean, you're really good at possessing the ball and keeping control, especially from the back end.
Yeah.
How much, when you get to this level, how much more difficult is it to have that possession, especially if teams press you a little bit like Georgetown did at the back end?
Yeah, Georgetown did press us a little bit. We feel like we're good enough, though. We're going to have possession. It's more about what we're going to do with it, because obviously we don't want to possess the ball for the sake of possessing it. Sometimes our own possession can be our worst enemy, because if we don't create chances out of it, then we're caught high up the field and other teams can counterattack us. So, but we feel like we're going to have possession of the ball. That's just what we're going to do. Not many teams have been able to stop us from doing that. But it's really, like I said, it's more about, okay, can we create chances off of that possession? And sometimes I think we do need to hit people a little bit earlier and a little bit quicker on the break. We've had a lot of games this year where we've had to play against teams with 10 guys inside their own third. We're having to break down 10 guys, and that can be hard. So, one of the things we want to do, too, is utilize the moments to go forward fast, and maybe we play against 2 or 3 guys and not 8.
Well, I have a soccer expert here. World Cup going on. U.S. didn't make it last time, so it's been a long time. What does it mean, I guess, for soccer here in the United States, or even for college soccer, to have a World Cup team that does well in the World Cup for the U.S.?
I think it matters for our sport in our country, because obviously people want to see your country, your national team do well. The better the national team does, the more interest there is in the sport at the youth level, and then I think that obviously works its way up to the college game, So, soccer wouldn't be in Tulsa what it is. Tulsa's a very good soccer town. If the original Tulsa Roughnecks didn't come here in 1980 or 79 and sort of spur that development. So every big event on top of that just means more people interested in the sport.
I don't know how much you get a chance to watch the national team or anything. Do they have a shot of advancing very far this year?
I haven't watched them play much, being now that it's during our season. If it's in the summer, maybe I could watch a little bit more. But, we do have a chance, I think, to advance into the round of 16 and we should be. The reality is we're at the point we should be a team that's in a round of 16 or better on a World Cup by World Cup basis. And if that's not the expectation, then we need to think about doing something differently.
Anything else? Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.